Guys, welcome back. I'm sitting here in front of Ketchup. So today I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the new project that we're gonna be working on. It's in the garage. I think it's a pretty neat project. It's a buddy of mine's car. His name's Mark, and he's ready to take a leap and do a build. So we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna videotape every step of the way, show you guys everything that we've got for the car, take pictures along the way, videos, progress videos, show you how to do certain things for this specific build. So if you follow me, you already know about old Ketchup here. This is my 2JZ swapped Chrysler Conquest, nickname Ketchup. And follow the channel, you've seen videos. But so let's move on to the new build before I lift the camera up. I'm sure some of you have already guessed from my sneak peek in the last video, but here she is, another Conquest TSI. This one's got some nice SVE wheels, 17-inch. It is, I believe it's 88 or 89, I forget. I'll have to check on that. But as you can tell, there's no engine in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put an engine in it, and that engine is right here. It is a 1JZGTE out of Japan. So here it is, 1J. Still has stock cams in it. Valve covers are loose, so I can actually show you guys. Inside the head's really clean. I'll pop these off to inspect. These are the stock cams for the car. They're going to be coming out. I'm going to show you the parts table for everything that we got for it. Alright, so here's the parts table for everything. A little bit of stuff on the floor. We'll go over some stuff that we got for the car. The most important thing here is the mounts that a fellow Conquest owner makes for these cars, and his name is on YouTube, and I think on Instagram is 2JZ Conquest. But these are swap mounts for the JZ to the Starion or Conquest, and these holes right here bolt up to the stock cam member in the front here. Go in these two holes here and there on those two, and then the plate will mount to the block on the JZ block. So that's a good thing to have. Makes it easier to do the swap. I won't have to try to fabricate anything or make anything line up. So those are the mounts. I got a box of gaskets, valve cover gaskets, grommets. This is the power steering line. I'll go ahead and open that up and show you guys what it is and tell you where it's from. Alright, so I went and got a knife. Go ahead and open this up. So if anybody is ever considering doing a JZ swap on a Conquest or Starion, Drift Motion actually sells this. It is one of the only things that they really sell for the Starion or the Conquest, and that is a power steering adapter hose. So this is actually a hose made to go on the 2JZ or 1JZ power steering pump, and then the adapter fits into the factory pump here, into here, and then this end would go into the 1J or 2J pump into here. So we'll be using that. It works out pretty good. I have it on my car, hasn't leaked, and it actually worked out really well. So that's from Drift Motion, and it's made for Conquest or Starion. Next thing in here is just a bunch of gaskets. We bought this radiator hose relocation kit. So when you put these engines in the Conquest or Starion, this has to get rotated. So this bolts up, rotates it, kind of at a downward angle. And then the radiator hose comes out this way. So this is also from Drift Motion, I believe. Works out good. I also have this on my car, and actually put it in the correct spot. So obviously under here we have a radiator. It's MK3 Super Radiator. These are Flywheel Bolts, ARP Flywheel Bolts. Mark decided to go with the tile wastegate. Nice color, comes with all the springs, different spring rates. So we'll figure out what PSI we want to run on the car when we get to that point, and install the spring rates, fire ring included, clamps included, and again all the springs. Let's put that over here. Stock ECU did come with the engine, but we're not going to be using it. Mark's going to be using the same ECU I use, which is the ECU Master EMU Black. Some fans for the radiator, HKS Super Sequential blow-off valve. Actually the same exact blow-off valve that I have on my car. Open that up too. Haven't had a chance to take a look at it. I wonder if it's the same model as mine. So yeah, just looks like a newer version of mine. Don't remember how to tell if it's a real or fake. Either way, HKS Super Sequential. It's got the serial number here. I think this is a real one with this emblem on here. Again, I don't know if you know. Comment below how to check it. It's got a number here, number here. I think you're supposed to count the amount of screws, and then I think this and this have something to do with it. Either way, that's the blow-off valve we'll be using. Oh, it comes with snap ring, O-ring, little T. Set that over here. Next up, oops. Next up is ARP. These are the head bolts. So like I said, we'll be taking the cams out of that engine, and we'll put some newer cams, take off the head, inspect the pistons. So we'll have new ARP head studs to go in when we do that. So we'll you know, install these, torque them down to spec. But ARP head studs, same exact head studs I have in the car. And here are the cams. So these are BC Stage 2 cams for 1JZGTE. Part number BC0331. They're 264 cams. And it's for Toyota 1JZGTE Stage 2. So I haven't even opened these yet. I don't know if we should, but we'll just take a sneak peek in there. So there they are, brand new from BC. Stage 2 cams, 264s. So we'll get those installed as well. Once we get the head off, we'll change. Also, they're going to do valve seals and springs. The springs aren't here yet. Mark ordered them. Should be here in a week or so. But we do have the seals somewhere in one of these boxes here. All right. So next up, obviously to go with the blow-off valve, we got the adapter pipe. Clutch we'll be using is a competition clutch 6-puck. This actually came out of my car. Made over 700 horsepower on this. Pucks still look decently new. And then here's the transmission to go along with it, and 13mm socket. So that's the transmission. It's R154, fully built with the Marlin Crawler forks, Marlin Crawler thrust bearing, just fully built. It did really good on my car. This is a stock MK3 slave cylinder. Got the cover plates for the inspection area. This is the mount that I made for my car that goes on my car. The shifter is off right now, but I do have a cube filter for it. It's in the toolbox over there. We'll get some videos of that when we install it. We'll change out the seal here in the back just to make sure it's nice and new and fresh. And then on the floor here we have the dry shaft that came out of my car. It is from Carolina Driveline. They made this dry shaft for me when I had the R154 in my car. So this will bolt right up into this car. We'll be using this one as well. We'll be using this downpipe, which also came off of my car. I have a new 3.5-inch full exhaust, so we'll go ahead and use this one for Mark's car with the Marmon adapter for the turbo, which I'll show you here next. Alright, so back on the table again, competition clutch, 6-puck, flywheel. The pressure plate is still inside the transmission with the bearing, throwout bearing on there. Cams, thrust bearing for the R154 came out of my car as well. Next up, I guess we'll show you the turbo manifold. I believe this is a CX Racing. We haven't really confirmed. I know there's a part number here. I haven't really looked it up. But this is a tubular manifold for the 1JZGTE. It's divided, which will help with spooling up. Divided manifold. So that's the manifold. The wastegate adapter for the one. This is for 1JZGTE. We got just a off-the-shelf dump tube. So we'll once we get the turbo mounted and the wastegate mounted, we'll route this whichever way we need to. I'm sure we'll have to cut some of it off because it's pretty long. So we'll get a measurement once it's on the car attached to the wastegate. We'll cut it to size. Put that over here. All right. So next up, I guess we'll just go ahead and go with the turbo. This is a BorgWarner S366. This was my recommendation to Mark to get this turbo. It is a divided flange turbo with the Marmon flange, which we have the adapter for. I like BorgWarner turbos. My turbo in my car is a BorgWarner S369. They're decently priced. They're not, $1,200 or $1,500. I think I paid $600 for my S369, and I think that's what Mark ended up paying for this S366. So we'll get that mounted on this manifold with that beautiful purple tile wastegate. It should make some decent power even on spring pressure. Even if we go with a 12 psi spring or whatever, 15, should make some decent power. Mark bought the same catch can that I have. I'll get some fittings ordered, make our own hoses, filter it, drain it, mount this to the firewall. I have mine fabricated a mount to mount it over here, out of the way. These lines will end up coming out. These are the factory power steering lines for the power steering cooler. So those will come out. We'll mount that back there. It'll end up looking really good in the corner there, out of the way. Next up, I guess we'll go ahead and go talk about these. These are reservoir for the factory. Let's go over here and I'll show you. So master cylinder from the factory has these two attachments with two hoses that run back to this reservoir here, which kind of cluttered, kind of old and ugly. And then that's for the master cylinder for the clutch, has its own reservoir. So a buddy of mine, Mikey Sorrell, which is a sponsor of mine for my car, MKS Motorsports, he helped me get my build going, gave me a lot of help, a lot of advice, but he sells these on mksmotorsports.com, and I'll post the link on the bottom. You can follow him on Instagram at MKS Motorsports. But he sells these, and they bolt up here, here, and then this goes away, that goes away, and then one mounts here. Cleans up the bay really good. I have them on my car. He includes all three reservoirs with the three clamps. To seal all, put a little bit on the inside here when you install them. Helps seal it up nice and good. Keeps it from leaking. MKS Motorsports, here's their card, website. Mikey Sorrell, he's on Facebook, Instagram. You get some nice cool stickers every time you order something from him. Got different color variations of the Conquest. Actually, these are all the silver ones. I have, see if I can find my stickers. I have a stash of stickers in this box over here. Actually, I have mine right in here. Ugh. So I just got this from Mikey. He actually sent this to me. It's an air box for my car. I haven't had a chance to install it yet, but it goes in this corner over here for my car and sucks in the air from the factory hole back here, and I'll have to cut out a hole here from my intake tube. But thanks, Mikey. I'll get to work on installing that. But here's the stickers I got with that. They're MKS Motorsport stickers, black and white ones. And then obviously red for my car, but he's got silver, blue, black. Let's see, silver, red, blue, black, white, and purple. So pretty much every color you can think of. I don't think they ever came in purple, but I could be wrong. But there you go. Nice stickers come along with the kit. I'm guessing Mark got all silver ones because his car is silver. But, you know, quite a handful of stickers here. Alright, so next up we have replacement cam seals, Toyota ones. We have replacement rear main seal, which will change. A factory oil filter. I might actually go to the bigger oil filter. This is the factory size oil filter for the 1J and 2J. On my car I have the bigger one, so we'll probably end up getting that instead of that one. This is the intake tube that Mark bought, same intake tube that I have on my car. It gets you to move the filter off of the turbo, gives it a nice looking intake. I ended up scuffing mine up and painting it. Alright, next up, this is the factory igniter for the 1J and 2J. Factory harness. The cam gear cover that came with the engine was this one. And I told Mark, you know, it didn't really look cool with that cutout and it's kind of scuffed up. So Mark actually opted to go with the clear cover, and he's getting cam gears to go along with the cams. So we'll install that. You'll be able to see the cam gears. Igniter for the harness. Turbo blanket from Thermal Zero to go on the turbo. Keep it nice and cool in the engine bay. Got some fittings. Factory sensor. Drain kits for the turbo, fuel pressure regulator. Oh, here we go, injectors. So here in this box we have same injectors I have, fuel injection development. He went with the 1300cc injectors. I have 1600cc in my car, but they're just Bosch filters with the adapter made for the 1JZGTE. Come with the harness clips. And I guess we got an extra set of little extenders here. But it gives you the flow rate at 43.5 psi, serial number for each injector, voltage for when we get the ECU set up. Yeah, just instructions. We'll set these voltage on the standalone once we get it. Gives you your flow rate at 40, or your voltage at 43 psi. And it gives you your cc's per minute for whatever your starting base pressure is. We'll probably start with the 43.5. That's what I do on my car, and then we'll put these numbers in the ECU. Next, what we got here, obviously right here is the intercooler. That's from CX Racing. Same intercooler that I have on my car. Actually made over 700 horsepower with the CX Racing intercooler. On catch-up, it does pretty good. I haven't blown the end tanks out yet, so with Mark's goal, this one will do perfectly fine. We'll just be able to hold up enough power to get him what he wants. So here you have it. That's the parts table. We're still going to use the factory 1JZGTE intake manifold. His did come with these nice gaskets, I guess, to kind of help cool off, keep the heat off the manifold. So that's the intake manifold, the fuel rail. We won't be using the injectors that are on it because we actually don't know what size they are, and I wasn't able to find any kind of information on them. They don't have any markings. We don't know if they're Bosch. We don't know if they're Japanese, but we'll be taking these ones off and installing the fuel injection development injectors. So maybe when we get these off the rail, we'll be able to see a number, but Mark Mark didn't want to take a chance. We don't know if they've been used, if they're clean, if they flow well. We don't really know, anything about them. We don't have a card on them that tells us the flow CCMs at the 43.5 psi that we're going to be using. So we're, instead of taking a chance, we're just going to change them. We'll use this fuel rail, but yeah, we'll change those out. So here it is. That's the Conquest. That's going to be getting swapped here pretty soon. It's clean body, no rust. A couple dings, but nothing crazy. Engine bay is beautiful. I wish my engine bay was this clean and the paint was this clean in mine. Nice blue color. A lot of this stuff is going to come out, so all these lines will come out. This will get relocated over here somewhere. This will get all cleaned up with the MKS Motorsports reservoirs. Fuel filter I'll probably move under the car somewhere. Try to clean up this wiring over here. But a lot of this will go away. All those lines will be gone. We'll clean this up. We'll paint that. I think these go away. Yeah, these two go away. One of them's for the cruise control. That's obviously we don't have anymore. These lines go again. That reservoir will have to go somewhere else because this is where the piping for the intercooler goes. But this harness will stay. This will go away. But yeah, we'll track the build and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so that's going to end today's video. Again, this is the car that we'll be building here over the next several months. 1JZGTE swapped. Chrysler Conquest. For a buddy of mine, Mark. He used to be a real G54B enthusiast, but after seeing my car, he decided it was time to join the dark side and just go ahead and JZ swap. Give you a quick tour of the interior here. It's got still got the factory door panels. Nice reupholstered seats. Actually really comfortable. I actually like the way these look. But some of the interior is missing in here. Got the radio missing, center console missing. Obviously the shifter hole is open. We'll have to actually stretch this tunnel out a little bit to get the R154 in. So we'll beat this wall here a little bit and try to get the R154 to fit in there. But yeah, that's the interior. He had the seats, I guess he swapped them out of a different car that he ended up getting. But yeah, so that's the factory interior. Body has 108,000 miles. Perfect time for a swap. But I actually really like these wheels. Kind of growing on me. I don't know if I should copy them or not. But yeah, 17. He's got some 275/40 17 tires on here. A little bit wider than what I have. But they actually look really good on here. It gives us a nice stance. But here, a quick little walk around on the car. Same taillights as me. I almost forgot. We got the factory 1JZGTE head gaskets that we'll be putting on once we pull the heads off. So, also got some more stuff in here. Intercooler piping, miscellaneous bolts, starter, a couple other little miscellaneous things. But we'll be building this car here in the garage. I'll have it on jack stands here pretty soon. Oh yeah, exhaust. Here you go. 3-inch exhaust that came off the ketchup. I went to 3.5, so Mark will be using this one out here as well. So this is just kind of like a hand-me-down car from my car, but not really hand-me-down since, you know, it's a new build. But I'm excited. I'm excited to get started. I'm excited to take this engine apart. Excited to hear the car run, get it running for Mark, see his excitement on his face once he gets to drive a fast Conquest. We all know the G54B isn't really meant to make that much power. Nah, just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, we'll get this going. There it is, 1JZGTE. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for updates on the car, the build. I'll try to do at least one video a week and work on the car, take videos of what I'm doing, go along with everything that needs to be done to get the engine bay and the trans tunnel ready for the 1JZGTE with the R154. We'll have to massage the transmission tunnel, but I'll track it, log it, video it, and hope you guys can follow along and see how it goes. And if this video today gets 10 likes, I'll do a cold start up on this as my next video on my 2JZGTE with the GSC Stage 2 cams. So hit the like button, follow me on Instagram at Frenchy_Builds for updates, and we'll post some updates here soon. This is my daily driver right now, 01 S2000 AP1. But again, thanks for watching guys. See you soon. Bye.